Third race, top of the stretch, Glenview Ronda. Fifth estate, R03 Aiden. What can you say? Tory Time, and who's your father? Off stride at the rail there went Glenview Ronda. From the outside, that's who's your father first off the wings of the gate. She drives up to take control as they race into that first turn. Away at the rail is a Fifth Estate second, followed out by R03 Aiden in 3. Next in line is a tied up, what can you say, in 4. Looking at it from 5 is Tory Time. And the gatebreaker, Glenview Ronda, is back and trailing the field as they continue into the backstretch. Single file fashion as they approach the opening quarter. Who's your father? Will dictate the early terms out there by a length and a quarter. Sitting in the garden spot, that's Fifth Estate second, followed by R03 Aiden racing in 3. What can you say? Holds down the 4 spot. Tory Time peeks to the outside from 5 and still gapped out at the back is Glenview Ronda. 30 seconds flat was the opening panel. They arrive at the 3/8. Who's your father? Continues to chart the path. He's unchallenged on the front end. Now here comes a challenger. Driving up on the outside, Tory Time. Now moves up, uncovered second. In the pocket third. Fifth Estate is content to follow along. Then inside, R03 Aiden is still off the rail in 4. Outside, gap on the cover fifth is What Can You Say? And still trailing Glenview Ronda into the lower turn. They head to the backside for the final time. Who's your father? Continues to be the boss as they race past the 5/8, the half in 101 flat. Tory Time tries it first over second. Inside, Fifth Estate is sitting in the pocket, locked up third. Then racing from forward within striking range is R03 Aiden. Gapping out now is What Can You Say? From 5 to the outside. From 6 goes Glenview Ronda. They arrive at 3/4. Tory Time inching in on the leader. Who's your father? As they head on now to the 7/8. They're on even terms up front inside. Who's your father? Trying to fend off the challenger. Tory Time on the outside in along the rail. That is Fifth Estate looking for room third. Outside in 4 is R03 Aiden. They straighten out for the stretch drive. 1:30 and 4/3. It's still Who's Your Father? Inside Fifth Estate in the passing lane. On through the lane they come. Who's Your Father? Fifth Estate. Who's Your Father? Holds on to what it. Fifth Estate second, third. That is Tory Time. Mile in 2:01 and 1/5.
A day of mild upsets continue at Truro. Here's the 7. Who's Your Father? From the outside gate, going to the top and not looking back, holding off Fifth Estate up the passing lane. Number 6, Tory Time, gutsy effort to stay on for third. Number 3, R03 Aiden fourth. And problems at the start again. Glenview Ronda jumped it off well before the start. So here you go. The upset, it was on in the early going. Who's Your Father? Made it to the top and took on all comers. Winning here at 7-1. Second best, Fifth Estate at 7-1. Then you had Tory Time finishing third at 5-2. And the favorites are off the ticket here. R03 Aiden, Glenview Ronda took all the action in there and have missed the triactors. So we're looking at a large triactor payoff, I would assume. And if you backed number 7, Who's Your Father, in that opening leg of the pick 5, you are on your way to a decent payout. I would not think number 7 would be on many pick 5 plays in that opening leg. On our way back for Winner's Circle photo, Who's Your Father, after going downtown at Truro in 2:01 and 1.
Operating back in the winner's enclosure is the third race winner, number 7, Who's Your Father, 3-year-old bay filly by Cougar Hall. To the Brandon's Cowboy Dam, Carol Alice, by Deborah Rankin of Sydney. Trained by Larry Snow and driven by Arden Moffat. Who's Your Father, pacing in 2:01 and 1/5.